What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. We are talking Mandalorian. Because this episode was slamming, man. I can't wait to get on this. This is one of the best episodes I've seen all season. So, yeah, spoiler alert, I loved it. Anyway, we're going to be talking spoilers and all kinds of other great stuff. So stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Star Wars Chat. If this is your first time on the channel, every weekend we are talking Mandalorian, at least while the season's going. So if you're into all that, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can stay up to date on all of the content. And with me, as always, breaking all this stuff down is my fellow bounty hunters, starting with my man Seth. What's up, bro?
What? Wrong show. Hey, everybody, what's going on?
We gotta check in, you know.
Yeah. Wrong show. It's listen, my days are all thrown off right now, so pardon me. So we're all good. What's going on? Super excited to be here. The episode was awesome, so let's go.
All right. And our fellow night owl Nilda is in the house. What's up, Nilda?
What's up?
What's up? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Hey, can Nilda talk the whole episode as Cartman?
No, I'm not talking as Cartman.
Hey, you
as much as Craig wants to see that.
She's gonna need a glass of water the whole way with that.
Yeah, right.
The raging Mando's in the house. I know he's happy about this episode.
We got to start talking about this guy right here.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be
Spoiler
awesome.
alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, if you have already, I'm going to warn you about spoilers in a minute, but still, seriously though, you guys should have already seen this by now. And our wise old wizard is in the house. What is up, Craig? How you doing, man?
Hello there, Clarice. Hello there, Clarice.
Hello there.
Hello, Clarice.
I was thinking about it after the show. I was like, that means they really thought my imitation stunk.
I look forward to this every week, man. This is awesome. All right, so before we really get into all this stuff, I just want to warn you guys, we are going to be talking spoilers and Easter eggs and all kinds of other cool stuff like that. So if you haven't watched this episode already, please get off and go watch that episode. You should watch this episode because it is badass. So that's your last warning, and we're going to get right into it right now. So like we always do, guys, starting with whoever wants to start first, what did you guys think about the episode? Quick and brief. Go.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Yeah.
You talk about
God.
answering all sorts of, just hitting all of the fan arguments and shutting them down.
Yep.
I loved it.
It answered all childhood questions.
Yup.
Yes. Questions were answered. I shouldn't say all questions. I would say some. There's still some things that are missing, in my opinion. But definitely enjoyed the episode. I actually thought this episode was better than last week's episode.
I agree.
That's just my opinion. Don't hold me to it.
Right.
I know how you guys are with your Ahsoka Tano. So just
Oh, there's one person better than Ahsoka for me.
It's the man right here.
Ahsoka Tano.
I thought last week's was better start to finish. This had better moments.
All right.
I'm excited.
I loved it.
Well, I thought we were all jumping into a filler episode. I thought it was just going to be a filler episode and then we were going to get hit with something else. I didn't think we were going to get continuous back-to-back good episodes.
Yeah. I didn't really expect anything from this episode. Like you said, I thought it was just going to be we're going to go to Tython. I was really kind of hoping to see some communication with a Jedi spirit or something like that.
Yeah.
We went a way different way.
Yeah.
If you guys saw my reaction, I was like, man, right when I saw, what happened, I was like, woo! I was like, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I'm with Craig, though. I liked last week's episode, too. So I don't know if I like one better than the other because we got Ahsoka, and then we got that name drop last episode I think was good. But this one had a lot of, like what you said, a lot of answered questions from my childhood. So, no, I'm with you guys. This one's a better episode.
And it's probably a better episode for us that grew up with it. Like the younger generation, probably from Phantom Menace on, probably not so much as it is for us. Right.
So, episode picks up right where we left off in the last episode. He's heading to Tython. We make it to Tython. I felt like Tython just looked like some random place. It didn't really have much going on there. I was kind of hoping to see a Jedi Temple or something.
A lot of shrubbery.
A lot of shrubbery. You know,
Like
looked
Craig said, more like Lord of the Rings there for a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Don't you
Yeah.
ever bring that name up on this show.
some mesa in California. Yeah. So
I don't know if that was intentional, or, you know, like a little, nod to that, or
Right.
coincidental.
but they took the fast route. He didn't bother climbing the rock. He just like flew to the rock. So that was cool.
Yeah.
It would have been funny if it'd been like, "Hey, hold on, kid," and he just throws him out of the Razor Crest, and then the kid just, like, here, tuck and roll, Grandma.
I got a question though.
Right.
What do you guys think about the Mandalorian's evolution here? Because I feel like in this episode, he really sounded more fatherly than he did in any of the other episodes.
He's becoming the father
Yeah.
that he never had.
Okay.
Oh wow. Way to
What?
stick
That
it
was-
in there.
No, dude, it's the truth. His parents ran away when he was a kid.
He's Batman.
Or they died, whatever. Still,
Why'd you say that name?
Must save Martha. But no, I mean there's definitely a lot of being a parent involved. He's definitely, very overprotective of the child. Obviously being very aware of his abilities. He wants to protect them, because obviously if he falls in the wrong hands, they already know what's going to happen, so he's got to protect them at all costs.
Yeah, but I just like how he's sitting there and he's like, Grogu. And then Grogu looks up and he's like, ha.
Yeah.
He like turns around, Grogu.
And then when he takes it, he's like proud of him for being able to do it.
Yeah. And then, Grogu's a kid, right? He looks a little bit like a kid, but he's 50 years old. So after a while, you probably think, yeah, motherfucker, that's my name. Stop saying it.
Right?
I just want him to start talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just makes little kid sounds. I want him to start actually speaking. Maybe
Right.
he sounds like Yoda.
He's like
Yeah.
gonna force whack him with a knob shifter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't seen anything with Yaddle in it. I haven't read a whole lot of comics, but does that species talk like that, or is it just Yoda? Because has anybody ever seen Yaddle talk?
No,
No, I
she
didn't
was
see
just
her
nodding her head in the films.
In the films, but has there anything been in the comics of her speaking?
No.
I don't know, man. Chad brought something up about that, which
Yeah,
I want to go
so-
look at that comic. So
Yeah, I was trying to find something on the internet about it, but there was nothing really in there.
she like becomes a ghost.
Yeah, what is it? Well, maybe Yoda didn't let her talk. Maybe Yoda was just like the strong, the dominant type, and she was just, she kind of knew her role and just was there and to be quiet.
Put his 3-toe foot down, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hush, you must be.
Yeah. Woman, in house quiet you will be. So.
Sandwich you will make.
Clean tree hut you must.
True.
Sorry, Nilda.
I don't care. I'm laughing.
This is better than our chat conversation.
Oh
Yeah, right?
gosh.
but yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting to see what happened. Obviously, I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was great. It was cool to see. Obviously when Yoda I don't even freaking Yoda.
Grogu.
Grogu.
Baby Yoda was in the was on the Jedi the Rock of Jedi, and
Yeah.
he was just sitting there and like this. He's like, "Come on, kid, make it work, do it."
Yeah,
you know.
do it.
He was
Right.
in a namaste position.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny. He was like,
Yeah, the hands,
He was
He
right?
even had his fingers out. Yeah.
I'm like, do we need to put like scented candles around him? Like a little peace sign.
True.
He's got the spice going,
Yeah.
but it was funny that he couldn't that Din couldn't penetrate that field.
Yeah. He was
Yeah, so
training.
when that hit, that was pretty cool. I like the effect that they did there. That was
Yeah.
pretty neat.
I thought it was kind of funny the way it happened because he's like telling him to make it work.
Yeah.
And, he looks up in the sky and then we get that slave one, and I was just like, oh, slave one.
Here we
and
go.
then he turns around and then boom, the field is up already. He like
Yeah.
started talking to whoever he was talking to, in that cutscene. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Yep, yep.
So I don't know if any of you guys seen it. We Joey's oldest son was able to pick it up yesterday. There is a YouTube video that released yesterday where it shows where Mando is coming down the rock. And I'll send you guys the link. On the top left side is Baby Yoda sitting on the rock, and there is a shadow of a person behind him.
It looks like somebody else is there.
And and it looks like somebody else is there. And we, to the point that we had to go in slow motion last night to pull it up, and we all stood up in front of the TV and we're like making circle around it. So you
I think it's a silhouette of a rock. But
sort of a rock.
It looked
was
like
that guy
somebody in
that
Jedi.
was
yeah, it was the corridor guy. Since they took him out of the
took him out of the scene.
yeah, no, they took him out of the scene.
He has
That's
cameos.
so quick.
If it's a rock, what they need to do is like play that music from that old Chevy commercial, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock.
How did you guys feel when you saw the Slave One?
Oh, I was like, oh, here we go. It's about to go down.
Yep.
Well, I was up here, and then my wife goes, "Whose ship is that?" And then went down here. But no, it was super exciting to see that. That was great.
Yeah.
Geek out there.
Oh, bad.
Oh yeah.
Do you think
I was doing my make watching the Slave One fly by, and I was like still drawing across my face, going, "Are you kidding me?"
And I love the cinematography that they didn't like give a real close shot, but like the view from Mando, to me was so well done right there. That was just killer.
Yeah, this episode was directed by Robert Rodriguez, so that's cool too.
Yeah, hats off to that guy. I mean, he's impressive.
Great job.
He's impressive as a horror director as well.
Could you imagine the stress of having to direct this character?
You think they'll ever
you got to do it justice,
You think they'll ever get Tarantino to direct an episode?
There's always been talk of him doing a Star Wars
Mace
movie.
Windu back. He'll do it.
Yeah, he'll be the Mace Windu one. That's why Disney's buying Hulu, so they can put that on there.
Yeah, I wish a motherfucker would.
How did you survive? Motherfucker, I hit a damn car on the way down.
Say I died again.
Yeah. That's funny. So the Slave One appears. I was like totally stoked when I saw that. It made me think too. It's like, okay, so he was in the Sarlacc pit for a certain amount of time, definitely on Tatooine for 25 years. So did the Slave One like sit in a repo lot during that whole time, or
right?
Where the hell did that go for that time period?
Yeah, and so that was a good question, because then when you see somebody coming out of Slave One, you see robes. So I'm thinking, who the hell stole Slave One that this person's walking out? And I thought maybe it's the Jedi.
Right. True. That would have been kind of interesting.
Yeah, when they come out in the robe, I thought that's a Jedi. Yeah, that was. I agree.
That would have been like the quickest telepathic phone call in the history of the universe, because he literally sits on the rock. 2 seconds later, the thing shoots out and he's communicating, and then 2 seconds later, all of a sudden the Slave One just happens to come flying in, and there's a Jedi. He's like, go goo phone home.
Yeah.
They use ludicrous speed.
Yeah,
right.
They've gone plaid. Yeah, that shit was crazy. If it was a Jedi dude, that would honestly that would have been the quickest phone call in the history of phone calls.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, that was damn quick.
So then you see Boba Fett appear, right? And we've already saw an image of him in the first episode of the season. So seeing the actor playing him again is not anything new. But what do you guys think about the conversation between him and Din?
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
That was
quick
great.
Explanation.
Yeah. That was great interaction. I love the fact that, they didn't just, start. Wow. Oh, okay. There she goes. So they didn't just start blasting away at each other.
Right.
And he's like, "Hey, I just want to talk," and that was kind of cool. So it's like, lay your gun down and let's talk.
I think it's just that mutual Mandalorian respect for each other.
Well, again, but Din didn't know he was a Mandalorian. So you can't say it was mutual.
No, more on Boba Fett's side that he's understanding of Din, but Din's like, I don't have a bounty on this guy, so he's not. I'm just going to be cautious, but I'm not going to go after him.
Plus, also, Din had the bad experience of when he met the Marshal, he thought he was a Mandalorian as well, and he ended up not being a Mandalorian. So when the real Boba Fett is saying, hey, that's my armor, he's looking at him like, who are you?
Yeah. Yeah, are you Mandalorian? I love when he says, I'm a simple man making a way through the galaxy, because that's going back to the Attack of the Clones. His dad. So
and then that is like my father before me, which is Luke from Jedi.
I thought that was dope, too. Yeah. They brought back the chick from last season that we thought was dead, but we had that whole cameo, so that confirmed that was Boba Fett walking up on her, so that was cool. What else? So they have the conversation. What I don't get is why did he tell him to take his jetpack off?
Yeah.
Because I think he probably thought he was going to fly up as he was putting his gun, or while he was putting his weapons down. He thought maybe Din would just shoot up.
He was taking the high ground away.
Yeah.
But I mean, she already said that she's a sharpshooter. It's not like he can fly over to Grogu and save him before he gets a chance to fire off like that.
No, but he can probably fly up and shoot her or shoot him. And you can see the relationship that she kind of has with Boba Fett. It's kind of like a father-daughter type of relationship. He did save her, and you can see she's learned a lot from him with shooting. Yeah, she respects him.
Yeah.
Boba had obviously seen Revenge of the Sith, so.
Yeah. So he made him take off the jetpack. They have a little quick conversation. I love that we finally. And did he say that? No, but he says that later on. So we'll get to that, because the whole bringing back. Well, we'll talk about it now. The whole bringing back Boba Fett did a lot of things. They finally killed that idea of that Jango Fett is no longer a Mandalorian, because he's basically a foundling. So I thought that was great.
Yep.
So that was really, really cool.
And he has a right to the armor.
He has a right to the armor. He fought in the Mandalorian Civil Wars. So they brought that back too. So that's really cool. And
just the fact that he's a badass.
Yeah. Oh, that whole fight.
That whole fight. How savage he is was freaking impressive.
Yeah, that was killer.
What'd you like of the music?
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I loved how he was beating people with what I like to call it the stick of destiny.
The stick. It's the stick.
He was messing people. Dude, honestly, when he was beating the stormtroopers with the stick, it made you realize how bad the Empire is at producing armor.
Right?
Yeah.
I thought the same thing.
It's like wow, it's like your armor is cracking. It's like, what the hell is that made of that he can crack that with the stick? Unless the stick is made of Beskar.
No, I don't think the stick's made of Beskar. That's
armor just terrible.
No.
But that armor is horrendous, man.
It's he even bare fist punched one in the head.
Yeah. It's like somebody needs to call up the manufacturer and try to get a recall on those things. I mean, it's like
doesn't stop blasters, doesn't stop gaffy sticks, doesn't stop fists.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
It's great. But the scene where the guy was laying on the ground with the helmet crushed was awesome.
Yeah, and how it just pieces flew off and stuff. That was great.
Killer.
This was probably like the most brutal episode I've ever seen of fight scenes.
Yeah. Well, I love the stormtrooper commander that's telling him, idiot, get up there, and he gets killed like right away.
Right. Yeah.
That was funny. And then the dude with the EE with the web with the he's like firing the turret, and then the boulders coming at him. He don't move. It's like, man, just let the Brock move.
And again, we have another epic battle where somehow no one can hit Din Djarin in between the plates of his armor, which is again, it's the most amazing. I know it's stormtroopers and they couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat, but it's like, come on, man! It's like you're hitting the armor. There's gaps that are that big in between the armor. You can hit him, please. Somebody just fucking shoot him.
The two issues I have with Din in this part is that the minute the fight starts, you're standing right next to your jetpack. Why wouldn't you put that back on so that you can go catch Grogu?
No, he wasn't standing next to his backpack. He put the backpack down. But he saw everything coming down, so he didn't even think about it. He just made a mad dash. Your parental instinct kicks in.
I don't know. I just know that gives me an advantage. I sure as hell would be going to grab it.
Put that back on.
Shameless plug, but I don't know if y'all caught because it was this show inspired in my thing skit.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "There's a storm at 9:00," and I said, "That's convenient for the plot." That was totally from you. Plot convenient. That's where that was inspired from.
That's my argument with my wife whenever she's trying to like, why did that happen? And then when I don't have an answer anymore, it's in the script.
Right. It's convenient.
That's the way it goes. And then the other thing I have an issue with him is the way he fights. It's like he doesn't really like decide to like get cover or anything like that. He kind of fights like RoboCop. You know?
Yeah. Think it over, creep.
Yeah, like he stands there, he's taking hits, you know.
Yeah,
maybe
that's what I'm saying, dude. Somebody's got to be. Listen, someone's gonna hit him one day in between those plates of armor, whether it's the Darksaber or an admiral because maybe they supposedly hit something.
They're not wearing a helmet.
Come on, man.
So
I don't want him to die, but at least get fucking shot. Hit the, come on. I don't want him to die, but take a hit.
Because as soon as he gets between the assassin sharpshooter, his name was.
I can't think of what her name was.
Yeah, but it's like direct hit. I was like, all of a sudden now the stormtroopers are accurate. Everything's a dead hit.
Right.
The light just.
Yeah, but then we get that Boba Fett manages to get his armor back, and then he appears and. Man, did he look badass. I like the way the armor looks now.
I am buying that hot toy and that statue.
I'm
already in.
It looks like it was inspired a little bit by the sideshow Mythos.
The Mythos statue, yep.
Yep. So, that's cool. I'm really thinking that all Boba Fett stuff just went up in value.
So how many years?
Oh, it did. Trust me. I tried looking up all this other stuff that I wanted to buy.
All this went up in price.
How many years is it since he's had the armor?
25 years.
It's been 25 years since Boba Fett's had the
25 years.
No, it can't be.
It can't be. I thought he said 25 years. No, he said he's had the armor for 25 years. So no, my bad. It's been 3 years.
Okay, so he put on a little bit of weight in 3 years. I mean, are you sure that armor's really gonna still fit? I mean,
I know it just helped me with the cosplay for Boba Fett. I can do that one now.
Yeah. He didn't look all.
No, he did. I mean, he just looked like he was like somebody. Somebody's just gonna rip you apart.
Camera angle that they did it. He was like all beefy like this.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
But it was
definitely
just
fit the armor better than episode 1 did.
I think my favorite. One of my favorite parts from this episode was when all the stormtroopers were retreating and they were getting on the ship. And he like bent over and the missile shot up and he hit it. And he's like, "Oh, good shot." He's like, "Oh, I wasn't aiming for that ship."
Yeah,
right.
That was great. No, there was a lot of room for that fight.
Talking about him being thicker, this is going to get me in trouble. But is it Boba Fett?
Oh my god!
Dad joke.
Bad joke. Sorry.
Oh, that's funny. No, but I like the way he was using the like Din's over there with his whistlers and and he's all like this. But then you see Boba Fett come in and he's like, "I'll show you how to use the armor," and he comes in and he like punches the one guy and launches him. I was like, that was so cool.
He shot him with the wrist.
Yeah, and the missiles from his knees.
I totally felt that was an Iron Man moment with the missiles from the knees.
Yeah, because when he turned around,
he's like tank missile. Yeah, and then he just comes shooting at him.
Right.
He was cool. He really
that whole show paid homage to a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And then right after that is George's favorite part.
Oh, yeah. So they all get in their ship and they get away, and then the Empire fires one shot off at the Razor Crest and completely destroys the Razor Crest. So I just want to say, fuck you, Disney. I just bought a fucking ship, and I love that ship. And you destroyed my ship. Did you see that? There's on what is it? TikTok. There's a guy building the Razor Crest while he's watching this episode, right? And he's like, "Oh, I just built the Razor Crest. It took me like 4 hours to build it." He's like, "And I'm watching the Mandalorian." He looks up, and then you see the ship explode. He's like, "Fuck."
Whack.
That's awesome.
Oh man, dude! If you watch
there was something that I saw on there was something that I saw on an Instagram page where it showed like the new advertisement for the Razor Crest, and it was just in like ashes.
Jesus, right?
Man, that
I can't believe that. I mean, that was wow.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't believe they did it.
So there was two things: Boba Fett in the black pants or whatever.
Yeah.
Y'all have ruined me. Number one, I'm like the entire time I'm going, okay, George is going to buy that.
Yep.
And then number two, when the shirt blows up, I was like, George is shedding a tear.
Yeah. Oh man! So my wife watched the reaction video today, right? So that she's watching it and she makes it to that part, and when it explodes, I'm like, and she just starts cracking up, and she's like, you look like you needed like tissues. You were gonna cry.
Yeah.
that was the fun. Yeah, that was the funniest thing ever, because after I had watched it, I had called George and I said, I know the exact moment, before even watching his reaction videos, like I know the exact moment that you probably lost your shit. Oh, hey, Nova. Okay. I said, I know the exact moment where George lost his shit, when the Razor Crest blew up. And I said, not only did he lose his shit when the Razor Crest blew off, I said the first thing that went through his mind was like, shit, I just backed that on Hasbro Pulse. Right?
Yeah, good thing I didn't buy two of them.
No, but like the funny thing is like, listen. So we all know, because we're a little bit more keen when it comes to stuff like that. So obviously the Razor Crest served its purpose, and now Hasbro and Disney and all the Imagineers are going to work together and design him a new ship. And then it's going to open up the door for more products, more sales, so they're like, yeah, the Razor Crest served its purpose. It's time to blow it up.
That's what I said. They got to sell you a new show.
Yeah. So that sucks, though. That's kind of shitty, in my opinion, that they did that they blew up his ship. But, Moff Gideon was sending a message, obviously.
Yeah.
So then it's, what kind of ship is he going to get now? Will it just replace that one? Or, because I've been trying to research and see maybe, and I thought it seemed like that there's some storylines, especially tied with Boba Fett, if he like has access to one that he would have.
Right.
But I couldn't find anything.
Yeah,
I don't want him to have another
merchandising.
I don't want him to have like a slave too.
Damn you, Disney.
Right.
Yeah. There's a new ship.
I don't want another one.
Yeah. We got Mandalorian the Flamethrower.
Yeah. Right.
The kids love it. I mean, I would be cool with one of the. I forgot what the name of the ship was. The one that Bo-Katan rides in, that lands vertically.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but those are more fighters, right? So he needs something that's bigger, because he's got to transport.
Nilda just sent us a message. She said, "Sorry, her computer just took a shit."
Yep. Yeah, I got the message.
So, but it's funny though, because it's like, Moff Gideon was like, "Yo, fuck your couch."
Yeah.
And he blew up the Razor Crest. Dude, honestly, I think that probably traumatized more people in the entire episode than Baby Yoda getting recaptured.
I think for the season, that's probably the biggest jaw drop besides Thrawn.
Yeah,
because we already knew Ahsoka, and we kind of heard about Boba Fett, but to blow that up, it's like, did not see that coming.
Nope, not at all. That was a big surprise for me.
So now the funny thing is do you think Din Djarin's going to go like full John Wick? You killed my dog. I'm coming for vengeance. Coming for vengeance. Yeah.
He's like, I want my car.
He goes, it was just a puppy. It was just the Razor Crest. No, it was a dying wish. It was a dying gift from my wife.
Now my question, like, one of the things that's kind of puzzling is this whole spear thing. What's the big deal with the spear? Because like they made like a big show of him pulling it out of the ashes.
He'll kill somebody of significance with it at some point, is my guess.
I'm thinking that's going to be the only weapon he can use against the Darksaber, because he's probably going to have to fight Gideon directly. So, the other thing too is like right after this we get our the Dark Troopers and their return. That was awesome.
Because there's only 2 more episodes left, right?
2 more episodes left, right?
So was that the middle armor for the Dark Troopers? Because there's 3 levels.
Right. It looks like they're taking and just simplifying it by making one. I'm hoping that's what they do anyway, instead of having like 3 different levels like they did in the Dark.
Well, because there was one that was like an exoskeleton, wasn't it?
Right.
So that could be the one that Moff Gideon.
That's the final
would wear. So that would be like the final fight.
Right. And then the other thing too is that in the video game it was made out of something called brick. I'm thinking that these are going to be made out of Beskar.
Yeah, because they could resist lightsabers.
Yep. So I'm thinking that the twist here is going to be that Moff Gideon is the one that has Mandalore under control. Like he's taken over Mandalore somehow, and then he has access to the remaining Beskar, and then that's what they're using to make these troopers out of. That'll be a hell of a slap in the face to.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah.
Well, that would explain too how that guy in the first season was able to pay Mando with the bricks of Beskar.
Oh yeah, that would tie in with that.
That would make total sense now how they were able to get it then, because they're harvesting it from there.
The other thing that I think would make sense here too with that whole part in season 1 is when we catch up with the armor, and then we see all of the dead Mandalorian the helmets from the dead Mandalorians that died. There's no way that stormtroopers could have taken out that many Mandalorian, especially considering that one gives so many of them trouble. So I'm guessing that the dark troopers have been deployed before, at least into those tunnels. They killed the Mandalorians. So it could be that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I'm definitely interested to see where this whole thing goes now. I'm assuming. So like I said a couple of episodes ago of us doing this chat, I had a feeling that this was all going to lead into like one epic battle, but now I feel like it's going to turn into one like epic rescue mission. So now you're going to get everybody going after Moff Gideon to get Gogru. So now you're probably going to see Bo-Katan and all those the 2 other Mandalorian troopers show back up probably. I got a feeling you're going to see Cara Dune and Apollo Creed, whatever his character. I forgot what his character's name is. So you're probably going to see. You're probably going to see him.
Throw Rocky in there.
Yo. Yeah, you're gonna see. Yeah. Gideon.
Want to race on the beach?
Hey, we need to get Junior in here to do an
impression.
So we're probably so you're gonna see those guys. You're gonna see those guys show up. I guarantee, and Boba Fett now has got Mando's back, so of course he's gonna be involved. So I guarantee you, there's probably gonna be an all-in full-on assault on Moff Gideon now to get Gogru back, and then on top of that, everybody's gonna have like their little side quests while this main thing's going on. So of course we know Mando's going. Episodes. Yeah, so Mando's going there to get Gogru. Bo-Katan could be going on there to get Moff Gideon so she can get the Darksaber back. And obviously everybody else is just kind of thrown into the mix somewhere. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of side quests happening.
What did you think about the last 2 scenes in this episode? Because I felt like that part with Cara Dune didn't fit. I didn't like that part of this episode at all.
Yeah, kind of a throw-in.
Yeah, you guys feel.
Well, they probably just didn't know how to end the episode on a.
Yeah,
they wanted to end the episode on a positive note, and they couldn't because they basically put Baby Yoda down.
Well, here's my problem with the Cara Dune scene. So one, the timeline thing, right? He in an episode before, he's leaving Cara Dune to go see Ahsoka, and then from Ahsoka he goes to the other planet. So let's say a week has passed, maybe in that time period, because they're using light speed, so I can't see them taking that long to get to these planets. So let's say a week has gone by, or maybe 2 weeks have gone by, and now he comes back there, and then his conversation with her, he's like, "Oh, I heard rumors that you've gone legit," and it's like, where did you hear these rumors from? He's like, that didn't make any sense to me at all. And then
it was Fox News.
Yeah. Fox News. Cara Dune becomes Marshal of the New Republic. And then his surprise about her being a Marshal. It's like she already was a Marshal. Like now she just has a Republic badge. So that didn't make any sense to me at all.
The only purpose was to tie in Bill Burr's character again.
Right.
But he could have done that in just a mention.
Right. So next episode, he's going to be going after that guy so he can find the ship. That's essentially what we're going to have, right?
Yeah.
Prison break scene. Prison break episode.
Right.
And then I have a whole problem with the Moff Gideon thing because, like, you're not a badass threatening something this big.
Yeah, true.
I think that's a weak casting for myself. At least weakly written.
Me and my brother were talking about this today. That he was in Breaking Bad or whatever, and he kills a guy with a razor or whatever. It's like you got to do something. Vader, what's the first thing
very early on, he's choking the guy and throws him against the wall. Tarkin blows up Alderaan. You got to do something to establish this guy's a threat, and I don't think we've ever got that. I think that's what bugs me about it. It's just kind of he's just there.
I feel that we're headed down the path that Craig started with jokingly about Sith Gogru. Oh. So I think we're heading down. I think we're heading down that path, dude. Because when he pulled out the dark saber,
messing up them.
Yeah. When he pulled out the dark saber, he's like, "Oh, you want it, don't you?" He's like, "You're drawn to it." He's like, "You want to touch it, don't you?" And it's like, and I'm like, I'm sitting there and I hear Craig in the back of my mind saying, "Yes, take it, join the dark side."
I think.
I hope they do slow mo like electricity coming from the fingertips.
Yeah, I think Moff Gideon's threat lies in the Dark Troopers, and that's his Death Star essentially.
So he seemed kind of like coming off smart when we first get introduced to him, but I think now, like I was talking to you guys, that's just him learning from Thrawn, because that's Thrawn's MO. And to know your enemy and know about them.
But you got to have that level of bad guy. So you have Jedi, right? So in the galaxy, you got Jedi and Sith, were probably your most threatening, adversaries that you're gonna have. Mandalorians follow right behind them. So a Thrawn level bad guy may be too much for a Mandalorian, right? So you have a guy that's beneath him, and I think that's where Gideon falls in, because Gideon don't even have his own Imperial cruiser. He's running around in a light cruiser.
Yeah.
So
possibly part of it too is the wardrobe, because you got this kind of Vader thing going on in his armor.
Yeah,
so it's like a nod to that, and I'm going like, you got Vader. Kylo was even, in the fact that he was a Vader wannabe, so at least there was some character depth to there. He just nothing has established any weight for his character for me. Okay. Others may not agree,
they don't spend enough time with him.
Yeah, they haven't. Yeah, he hasn't really had a lot of screen time. So it's
so he's coming in to fill in for something else that's going on.
Right. So he comes in to me, it's like there's the bad guy. It's not.
It's coming in hot.
Right.
Speaking of screen time, what in the hell is up with the time on these episodes? This one was 35 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They want to cram as much in as that they possibly can to keep people in suspense, but not draw it out too much to where you start to lose interest in it.
I guess, man.
Mm-hmm. And imagine if they would have took that Cara Dune scene out. It would have been even less.
Filler.
They're like, wait a minute. This episode is only 28 minutes and 37 seconds.
Go back and
we
see
need
Cara
something
Dune.
to fill. Go back and see Cara Dune.
Who can we throw in here?
Yeah.
Hey, why don't we throw the guy with the jeans sticking his leg out again? Maybe we can get that guy in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's got to be some guy in the room going, we got some footage on the floor somewhere.
Yeah, let's put this back in. I just feel like that Cara Dune scene was like something that they were going to put in on that episode where she first appeared. What was that? Not so this is 6 or 5-4, the 4th episode when she came in. I feel like this was supposed to be in that episode, and they were just like, okay, let's grab this cut scene and throw it in here to make it just a little bit longer, so the fans don't complain to us.
Right.
So yeah, I wish they would stick to a length, of like 40 minutes to an hour for each movie. Because you only get 8 episodes, man. Then we got to wait a whole other year.
Right.
So,
well, maybe they might be doing that for a reason if you think about it. So maybe like next week's episode will be like, maybe like another 30 to 35 minute video, and then like the season finale is maybe like an hour and a half.
2 hours.
2 hours. I would love this.
Yeah.
I was wondering why they didn't release the times this season like they did last season before it all came out. We already knew how long they were going to be.
Because they've got in my honest opinion, and again, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong or not. I feel that they've got way too many stories being told right now, and 30 minutes isn't enough to tell everyone's story. So I think if they do the season finale and it's maybe like an hour and a half or 2 hours, that's when all the stories are going to get wrapped up. They have enough time to wrap everything up, tie everything together, so everything that we saw in the first 7 episodes makes sense. And then, and then go from there. But I guarantee you're hearing it from my mouth first. Okay? Mark the time, 41 minutes and 25 seconds into this video. Mark it right from here, okay? The season is going to end on a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
Of course, it's gonna end on a cliffhanger.
No,
you think
it's
you're
going to
saying
end.
something?
It's no. It's going to no because last season didn't end on a cliffhanger.
It did.
Oh, it
When
did.
It came with the dark saber.
Dark
That's
saber.
a huge cliff saber.
Nah,
That's a
that wasn't
cliffhanger.
that wasn't a cliffhanger.
Seth,
No, that was
that
just them. That was
that
just
was
them.
big.
That was
was
just
big.
That was
no,
big.
No, it wasn't. That was
Bro.
just them just showing
Seth,
the tip just
I'm
for a
gonna put you on
second.
mute right now, bro. That no way what you said makes sense.
That wasn't a cliffhanger. That was just like, hey, I'm just showing you the tip just for a second. That's not a cliffhanger.
No, that's kind of that's that divide. That's that divide between
that's like a
casual
that's
Star
like a
Wars
tease.
and fanatic.
Exactly.
But that's like a tease. That to me, that was like a tease. A
No, it wasn't.
cliffhanger. A cliffhanger is like, oh, you know that's
And that's exactly
That's
how
exactly
we were.
how I felt.
But I
That's
I didn't
exactly
feel-
how I was.
I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel that way about it.
Because up until recently is when you became you started getting into trying to learn more about
Yeah.
Star Wars.
You know,
for us
but-
who have been watching the Clone Wars and
Rebels.
Rebels and then following along with Boba Fett in the comic books and in the video games and all that stuff, when we saw the Darksaber, we were like, how in the fuck did he get that? You know,
Yep,
for us it was
exactly.
like that was a huge cliffhanger, man.
Like my wife, she was sitting there like, that's cool. He's got a lightsaber.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's not a lightsaber.
Yeah. My wife was like, why is his lightsaber black? I'm like, is it a race thing?
But me and my daughter were sitting there like,
No, I feel that this is going to end on a massive cliffhanger.
This was a massive cliffhanger, and no
Agree to
respectable
disagree.
TV show, no respectable TV show is going to end a season on no cliffhanger. They
Yeah.
got to have a cliffhanger.
I think you're.
what
gonna-
I don't want to happen is this to be a launching pad for other shows so Disney can make its money back on Star Wars.
right.
Well, that's what they're already doing. They're already giving Ahsoka Tano her own show. I'm sure Boba Fett's.
So they're
gonna
talking
get-
about it's going to be 3 movies, not show.
Yeah, I
Boba
saw
Fett.
that.
Boba Fett's going to get his own show.
So that's supposed to come out before season 3 Mandalorian comes out.
So yeah. So I mean, you
And
know,
they've still got Kenobi.
So yeah, they're
So they already
they're
started
gonna
filming
spin that
that.
off. Yeah.
I think you'll get the Thrawn reveal. You know, turn and look on the bridge of the Star Destroyer or whatever. to
That
end.
would be a really
See,
good
but
way
like
to end
that's
it.
but then like that's the thing then. So it's
But
like,
is it though?
what?
We already
That'd
know
be
that
awesome.
Thrawn's in there, but I mean, is that really
haven't
that much of a
seen him.
cliffhanger? But I know to see him, I know I'm with you. Believe me,
Yeah,
I'm
But
with you.
but my main thing is not that we're getting off topic or anything, but how is no, but I want to know how they're gonna write the story for Obi-Wan.
Kenobi is going to have to take place in the time.
It's gonna have to take place
between
after
Revenge of
Return of the
Sith and A New
Sith. Yeah.
Hope.
And a
Yeah.
New Hope, yeah.
So I mean, all that's going to be is him wandering the desert watching after Luke.
So it's gonna be like Kung Fu. It's like being watching Kung Fu, basically.
So they'll probably have
That's
Liam
gonna be a lot
Neeson
more.
back at that time because that's the whole reason he was going there,
Yeah.
talking to him
Force Spirit.
and watching Luke.
Right. Right. But then there's the thing about Liam Neeson's character about
the Liam
Qui-Gon.
Neeson's.
Liam Neeson's Qui-Gon didn't learn how to manifest himself as a Force spirit. He
Oh,
only
so he's
learned-
just talking. He just hears them.
yeah. So I think Yoda was the first one to. No, Kenobi was the first one.
Kenobi read, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe Kenobi learned it the full way.
Use the Force, Luke.
I love this episode. It was great.
It was. I think it was the best episode of the season so far.
That's what we keep saying after every next episode.
No.
like, this is the best episode of the season.
because I didn't say that about last
I
week's
thought like
episode.
Look, the first episode I thought was like fantastic. I was like over the moon with that. The second episode is alright. Then we got the Bo-Katan episode. I was like, oh, this is the best episode, And then what came after the Bo-Katan one?
Then it was Ahsoka.
So
It was
No, no.
Cara Dune
No.
in Apollo Creed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cara
that
Dune
was
and Apollo
theirs.
Creed.
right.
And then we saw the things
Apollo
in
Creed.
Apollo Creed. Then we get the Ahsoka Tano, and we were like, "Oh, this is an awesome episode," And now we got this one. It's like, "Oh, it's an awesome episode." I feel like I'm going from one nerdgasm to another, bro.
I would be so happy if they would be able to find a way to pay homage to Rocky, and they do like a training montage for them, like getting ready
Oh
to
my
go
God.
fight Moff
Only
Gideon.
you.
We're gonna need a montage.
The song will be "Eye of the Rancor."
Yeah,
Right,
it's the
right.
eye of the rancor.
That's awesome. That would be funny. That would be funny.
You know what this show needs? More montages.
The set pieces for the battles have been awesome in the last two. I thought it was some of the highlights of the series.
Yeah. Cinematography's great, man. Whoever's they're doing a great job.
Killing it.
I was like, it was funny. It's like I totally missed when we were talking about this, but like when the Death Troopers came like flying down, I was like, they're gonna do it. I'm like, he's gonna do it. Superhero landing. Wait for the superhero landing.
Right.
Choo.
I was like the Iron Man party protocol or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
They even came out.
It was the Iron Legion. It was the Iron Legion.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Great episode.
It was a good episode.
All right, guys. So that's going to be it for this week. As always, guys, let us know in the comments what you think about this episode. We're always interested to hear that. We'll be back again next week for episode 7. I got to keep track in my head where we're at of The Mandalorian. And we'll be talking about all that and my reaction, hopefully, to see what we're going to be looking at next week. So stay tuned for all that cool stuff. So until next time, guys, keep it marvelous and may the Force be with you. Is that the taking the mask off again? You're keeping it on?
I can't breathe in this goddamn thing.
There
it is.